Hello, my sacred and intuitive Scorpio souls. Welcome home to the mystic Astrozen, your sanctuary for soulful guidance, inner awakening, and cosmic clarity. Today's message is not just a reading, it's a whisper from the universe, and it begins with silence. Have you recently felt someone's sudden withdrawal, or maybe you yourself have gone quiet, feeling an inexplicable shift in the air? That silence, that unsettling pause, is not empty. It's the echo of something monumental taking shape beneath the surface. In astrology, Scorpio is the sign of death and rebirth, of power hidden beneath the calmest waters. And when silence arrives without warning, it is the surest sign that the universe is rearranging something big in your destiny. It's not just a moment of peace, it's the sacred stillness before transformation. You may not see the changes yet, but the cosmic tide is already turning. Your intuition may have picked up on it. Sleepless nights, strange dreams, synchronicities repeating themselves, the need to disconnect, to withdraw, to feel everything deeply. And if someone around you, a friend, a lover, a connection, has suddenly grown distant, don't rush to fill the void with fear or assumptions. Instead, lean into your inner knowing. In Scorpio's world, silence is a sacred container where truth is purified, where old wounds are digested, and where new intentions are planted under the moon's dark gaze. This quiet is not abandonment, it's alignment. It's the soul preparing to shed a skin, to rise from the ashes, to choose something real, something destined. If you've been questioning your path, if you've been sensing the thinning of veils between the seen and unseen, this is your confirmation. You are not being ignored. You are being spiritually recalibrated. The universe is speaking in symbols, through absence, through pauses, through the language of soul. And Scorpio, the alchemist of the zodiac, knows better than anyone that transformation doesn't announce itself with noise. It begins with silence. In this sacred moment, I invite you to pause, breathe, and feel the energy surrounding you. The silence you feel isn't the end of the story. It's the space between chapters. Something is being written for you behind the veil. Trust it. Don't fight the stillness. It's here to protect you, to prepare you, and to usher in the breakthrough you didn't see coming. Stay with me, because in the next part we'll explore the sacred meaning behind this spiritual silence, and why it marks the beginning of something big that's unfolding for you now. You're not lost. You're being divinely guided through the dark, into something that will soon change everything. Scorpio, when you fall into silence, the world may misinterpret you, but the universe knows exactly what you're doing. Your quiet is not an absence. It's a sacred space. It's the temple where you go to meet your soul in its rawest, purest form. While others may think you've shut down or walked away, you're actually tuning in more deeply than ever. Beneath your silence lies a spiritual mechanism more ancient than words, a knowing that transformation doesn't require announcements, only presence. Your ruling planet, Pluto, governs the underworld, the hidden, the shadow, the depths. And so when you become silent, it's a signal that something profound is gestating in the darkness. You are not avoiding life. You are absorbing it, processing it, transmuting it into something powerful. It is in this hush that your soul begins to remember why it came here. Tarot's high priestess lives in this same space, veiled in mystery, illuminated by intuition, listening to the sacred wisdom that cannot be spoken aloud. And like her, your silence is divine. You are downloading truth, filtering through lies, sensing what your spirit needs to survive and thrive. There is nothing passive about your stillness. It's active magic. It is the breath before the spell is cast, the moment before the phoenix remembers its fire. When you fall quiet, it means you are journeying inward to meet your truth, without the interference of outside noise. This silence is where soul contracts are reviewed, karmic threads are untangled, and decisions that alter timelines are quietly made. You may find yourself more sensitive to light, more intuitive in your dreams, more drawn to water or solitude, because your soul is calibrating. Do not apologize for needing space. In fact, honor it. Light a candle. Sit in stillness. Let your own heart echo in the silence and listen, not with your ears but with your whole being. This sacred quiet is when the universe speaks to you the loudest. And if someone in your life, a Scorpio or someone deeply intuitive, has gone silent, do not panic, do not chase. Know that they are holding space for something sacred to unfold. Respect their process, because what is being born in silence will return with clarity, depth, and divine timing. This is the realm where miracles begin, not with shouts, but with whispers. So stay here with me in this sacred pause, and know that this silence you feel is not abandonment. It is preparation. Something bigger, truer, and more aligned is coming. And in part 3, we'll explore how this withdrawal isn't avoidance, it's alignment with destiny, and the first step in Scorpio's hidden evolution. Scorpio, when you withdraw, it's not because you're giving up. It's because you're tuning in. The world may call it distance, detachment, or avoidance, but the truth is far more sacred. You are aligning with your soul. You don't run from chaos. You retreat to understand it. When your spirit senses an energetic misalignment, when people, places, or patterns begin to feel off, you do what only the wise know how to do. You fall silent, and you step back. Not to escape, but to observe, to listen to the whispers of your inner world, where divine timing, spiritual downloads, and soul truths reveal themselves in quiet revelation. In this sacred withdrawal, you're not isolating, you're ascending. You're doing the deep invisible work of clearing your field, cutting energetic cords, and realigning your spirit with your highest timeline. The world may see stillness, but your soul is moving mountains beneath the surface. Like the hermit in the tarot, you carry a lantern of sacred knowing. You walk alone not because you are lost, but because you are being guided by a light only you can see. In this sacred silence, you re-establish boundaries, recalibrate your focus, and remember who you are beyond the noise of expectation. It's here that your healing deepens, your vision clears, and your frequency rises. This withdrawal isn't a weakness. It's spiritual maintenance. It's what keeps you aligned, powerful, and untouched by energy that would distort your purpose. You may feel drawn to nature, to early mornings, to late-night reflections under the moon, because the universe is speaking more clearly in the silence. This is your sacred classroom. This is where the alchemy happens. If you felt tired, disconnected, or overwhelmed by the external world, honor your body and spirit for knowing what you need. Rest, realignment, and reconnection with your divine path. You are not broken. You are not cold. You are realigning with truth so deep words cannot carry it. Let the world spin as it will. You are learning to pause with purpose, to be present with the shift, to listen without needing to respond, and to see without needing to explain. You don't need permission to retreat. You only need to trust that when you return, you will do so with deeper peace, more sacred power, and absolute clarity. Stay in this sacred space, Scorpio. You are not avoiding your destiny, you are walking straight toward it, step by silent step. And in part 4, we'll explore how this silence is not only preparing you, but also sending a powerful signal to the universe and those around you. Something big is coming, and your soul is already making room for it. When a Scorpio falls silent, the world should pay attention, not because they've vanished, but because something powerful is brewing beneath the surface. This withdrawal is never random. It's an energetic message, sent without words, that the soul is preparing for a shift. For those around you, Scorpio, your silence is not a disappearance, but a sacred warning. It says, I'm choosing alignment over noise. I'm no longer available for illusions. It is the first tremor before the quake of transformation. What many don't realize is that your silence is full of coded language, the language of endings, rebirth, recalibration. It means a decision is being made, a boundary is being drawn, a truth is about to rise like smoke from beneath the ashes. And when others feel your presence fading into quiet, their spirits sense it too, that something big is coming whether they're ready or not. You are the mirror they didn't expect to face. Your stillness forces them to sit with what's been unspoken. It exposes where the energy no longer flows, where connections have become hollow, where masks can no longer survive. Your silence is sacred rebellion. It breaks energetic contracts that were draining your soul. It withdraws from roles you've outgrown. It ends cycles that no longer honor your becoming. And for others, this can feel like a storm gathering in the distance, because it is. It's the storm of clarity, the wave of truth, the cosmic line between what was and what is about to be. In this silence, you are not only protecting your energy, you're summoning new alignment. You're calling in what's meant for your next chapter. And those who feel your silence as absence will soon witness it as transformation. You may have stopped speaking, but your soul is communicating louder than ever. The universe is echoing your intention, clearing space, rearranging timelines, removing distractions, and anchoring you into divine truth. Others may feel confused, uncertain, or even fearful when you grow quiet. That's because your vibration is changing, and anything not meant to rise with you will resist. But that's not your burden to carry. Your silence isn't a punishment, it's preparation. It's a sacred alarm bell for those with the eyes to see and the heart to listen. The shift has already begun, and your soul knows the path forward. Stay centered. Let the silence speak. Let it do what words cannot. Because in part 5 we'll go even deeper into what the universe is whispering to you right now through this silence, and why it's guiding you into a transformation far greater than you've imagined. In the silence, Scorpio, the universe is speaking to you, not in thunder or noise, but in the sacred language of intuition, energy, and vibration. When the outer world grows quiet and the distractions fall away, your soul becomes the clearest channel for divine wisdom. Right now, in this sacred pause, you are being given messages that the mind cannot grasp, only the heart can receive. Have you noticed a rising sensitivity to time, to light, to emotions that once seemed manageable but now feel overwhelming? That's not weakness. That's attunement. You are becoming more aligned with the unseen, and the universe is guiding you into a timeline where your inner truth leads the way. Through astrology, we know Pluto, your ruler, moves slowly, like the undercurrent of the ocean. And when Pluto whispers, it's never casual. Its message is, transform now, or remain. Stuck in what's already dying, your silence is your sacred listening. It's where your soul is decoding signs through dreams, through repeating numbers, through sudden urges to change your surroundings or cut ties with draining energies. The universe is telling you, you are being upgraded. Let go of the density. Trust the mystery. Right now the veil is thin. You may feel a pull to rest more, to be near water, to light candles, to fast from noise. Honor it. These are ancient rituals being remembered in your spirit. You may even hear internal whispers, a sentence, a name, a place. Don't dismiss it. These are divine breadcrumbs. The universe is not only speaking to you, it is answering your soul's quiet prayers. The things you thought you lost are being replaced with what is true. The relationships that faded were only clearing space for those who match your new frequency. Even your delays were divine. The doors that didn't open were not rejections. They were redirections toward a path where your gifts will finally be received, not just tolerated. Your silence is not empty, it's pregnant with prophecy. The universe is whispering that you are not behind, you are right on time. That what's coming will require you to be clear, calm, and rooted in who you truly are. And that's why you've been pulled inward. Not to disappear, but to reappear, fully activated, fully aware, fully aligned. You are being led not by logic, but by vibration. Not by noise, but by resonance. And as we move into part 6, you'll begin to uncover what your soul has been secretly building during this sacred withdrawal, and how everything you've been feeling has been preparing you for something far bigger than you imagined. Scorpio, while the world sees stillness, the truth is that you've been secretly building something sacred within the depths of your soul, a new blueprint for your destiny. This silence, this withdrawal, wasn't an escape. It was a divine construction zone. Behind the veil, you've been revisiting your core values, rewriting internal contracts, and dreaming of a version of yourself that no longer fits inside old expectations. You haven't been wasting time. You've been planting energetic seeds in spiritual soil. Every moment of isolation, every intuitive nudge to turn inward was part of a deeper design. Your soul has been busy aligning with your higher self, preparing for a chapter that reflects not just who you were, but who you're becoming. Like the magician in tarot, you've been gathering your tools, emotional wisdom, spiritual clarity, soul memory, and slowly realizing that you no longer need to seek power outside of yourself. You are the power. You've outgrown roles that once felt safe, but were silently suffocating your spirit. You've seen through facades and felt the quiet ache of misaligned energy, and instead of performing through it, you paused. You went dark not to disappear, but to recalibrate. During this silent evolution, you've been creating space for new manifestations, authentic love, aligned purpose, spiritual prosperity, and inner freedom. You may not see the full shape of it yet, but it's forming, and you can feel it. Maybe you've suddenly lost interest in things you once obsessed over. Maybe you feel distant from people who once felt close. That's because your soul has shifted dimensions, and your life is still catching up. This internal construction is sacred. The universe has been co-creating with you in the unseen, orchestrating chance meetings, rerouting timelines, healing ancestral patterns, and clearing karmic debt. Even your rest has been holy. You weren't lazy. You were being rewired for your next level. What's coming will require all of you. The healed parts, the rising parts, the parts you haven't yet shown to the world. And when you emerge, Scorpio, you won't have to explain yourself. Your energy will speak louder than words. You'll carry the scent of transformation, the quiet strength of someone who met themselves in the dark and didn't flinch. This new version of you is not louder, it's clearer, bolder, and more soul-aligned. Trust what you've been building in silence. Trust the timing. Trust the vision that no one else can yet see. Because in part 7, we'll reveal why this transformation needs space, and why no one should interfere with the divine process you're in. A process that's about to shift everything in your world. When a Scorpio chooses silence, that space becomes sacred, and it must not be disturbed. To the unknowing, it may look like distance, like avoidance, like a closed door. But to those who walk the spiritual path, they know it's a temple being built. This is not a time for others to barge in, to ask questions, to demand explanations, or to rush a response. Silence for Scorpio is not an absence. It's a sanctuary, a private ceremony of soul recalibration guided by divine hands. Interrupting it would be like stepping into a sacred ritual mid-prayer, a violation of something higher than the mind can comprehend. Scorpio's transformation doesn't happen in public. It's a deeply personal unraveling and remaking, one that requires absolute stillness, full energetic control, and uninterrupted access to their own inner knowing. When someone tries to rush a Scorpio out of silence, it sends a jarring signal to the soul. You are not safe to be in your process. And Scorpio shuts down even further. But when that silence is respected, when space is held without pressure or panic, something extraordinary happens. Trust is born and transformation takes root. Those who truly care for a Scorpio will hold space, not push. They'll feel the shift, but they won't demand it to perform. Because what's happening inside that stillness is not a pause, it's an alignment with divine timing. And that timing cannot be forced. Zen teaches us that the flower doesn't bloom because someone yells at it. It blooms when the sun and soil are right. So too, Scorpio blooms when the energetic field is safe, quiet, sacred. If you're watching someone in your life, a Scorpio or another deep soul, fall into silence, let that be your cue not to speak louder, but to listen deeper. Don't demand clarity when clarity is still being created. Don't ask for answers when the questions are still sacred. And if you, Scorpio, are in that space now, protect it fiercely. Say no without guilt. Pull back without shame. This part of your journey is not for spectators or saviors. It's for your higher self and your spirit team alone. You are not hiding, you are healing. You are not avoiding, you are awakening. Trust the silence you're in. It is part of a divine design that cannot be rushed and must not be interrupted. In part 8, we'll explore how you'll begin to sense when this season of stillness is shifting, and how the universe will start revealing signs that the time of emergence is near. Scorpio, though your silence has been sacred and necessary, there will come a moment, subtle yet undeniable, when the universe begins to signal that your season of inner retreat is shifting. You'll feel it not with logic, but with vibration. Like the slow thawing of ice under spring sunlight, your spirit will begin to stir, not with urgency, but with clarity. You'll wake up one day and your body will feel lighter, your mind clearer and your heart strangely ready. The heaviness that once felt protective will start to feel like a skin you've outgrown. This is not a moment you force. It's one you sense. The signs of emergence are always divine and symbolic. You may start seeing angel numbers like 555, changes near, 111, new beginnings, or 717, a soul-aligned shift. Dreams will return with messages, ancestors speaking, doors opening, symbols repeating. A name might echo in your mind, a city might call your heart, a creative idea may return that had long gone silent. These are not coincidences, they are confirmations. You'll feel more grounded, less reactive, more ready to speak your truth, not to defend yourself, but to declare your alignment. You'll crave deeper connection, not noise. You'll be drawn to beauty, simplicity, nature, and the things that bring you peace rather than distraction. And those around you will feel it too. Your energy will shift. It may be subtle, but it will be magnetic. The way you enter a room will feel different. The way you speak, even in few words, will carry weight. You'll notice that people begin to mirror your transformation. They'll treat you with more reverence, or in some cases fall away entirely. Let both happen. You're not returning to your old life. You're emerging into a new frequency, and not everyone will match it. Your intuition will feel sharper. You'll trust your gut without hesitation. That sense of confusion that haunted your silence will fade, replaced by a soft inner knowing. It's time. This is your big reveal, Scorpio. Not a loud entrance, but a soulful arrival. Like the judgment card in tarot, you rise not because someone called your name, but because your soul heard its divine cue. You are stepping into a new identity, not just mentally, but energetically, and the world will begin to respond. Opportunities may appear that once felt blocked. Love may knock in unexpected ways. Your voice may return, clear, calm, and unmistakably aligned. And when you feel the universe leaning in with these signs, don't second-guess them. This is your signal to trust what was built in silence. Because in part 9, we'll explore the deeper spiritual meaning behind this entire journey. To understand why your silence wasn't just personal growth, but a cosmic activation of your divine wealth, alignment and destiny. Scorpio, your silence was never just a pause, it was a portal. A sacred initiation that aligned you with the divine blueprint your soul has carried since before this lifetime. In the language of the cosmos, silence isn't emptiness. It's fullness waiting to be revealed. You see, every great spiritual breakthrough is born from stillness, not the kind forced by exhaustion or fear, but the kind chosen in faith. The stillness that comes when a soul decides to stop fighting the world and starts listening to God, to the universe, to the inner voice that always knew. This is why Scorpio's silence is so powerful, because it isn't rooted in avoidance but in alignment. You retreat not to disappear, but to become who you were always meant to be. Like the butterfly and the chrysalis, you dissolve old stories, identities, attachments, and in that silent death your true form begins to emerge. The world may not understand this sacred cocoon, but the universe does. It has been holding you through every quiet night, every tear shed in solitude, every breath you took when no one was watching. You weren't falling apart, you were shedding. And now you're not returning, you're rising. This is the energy of the phoenix, Scorpio's highest symbol. You burn to become light. And in this light, you begin to see the real meaning of your silence. It prepared you for wealth that isn't just money, but clarity, peace, sovereignty. It prepared you to receive relationships that don't drain you, but reflect you. It aligned you with opportunities that don't enslave your spirit, but expand your soul. The silence rewrote your frequency, and now the world must meet you where you are or fall away. This is spiritual maturity. This is divine authority. You are no longer available for anything that costs your peace. You are no longer chasing, you're attracting. And the ones who couldn't hear you in silence were never meant to stand with you in your rebirth. Let that truth settle in. Because what you've gained in this sacred quiet, discernment, intuition, strength, will now become the foundation for your next chapter. This is why the silence came first, because your soul couldn't carry this breakthrough if it was still cluttered by noise. You had to let go. You had to fall into the dark to find your own light. And now you are ready, not just to return to life, but to create it consciously, divinely, powerfully. In part 10, we'll bring this journey full circle, anchoring in the final truth of this transformation, and why the version of you emerging now will never again apologize for needing silence to become your most powerful self. And now, beloved Scorpio, we come full circle, not to end but to begin again in a higher form. You have walked through silence like a priestess through shadow, like a phoenix through ash. You didn't ask for permission. You didn't announce your transformation. You simply obeyed the sacred rhythm of your soul, the one that said pause, breathe, listen. And in doing so, you did what few dare to do in this noisy world. You honored the unseen. You trusted the space between chapters. You allowed the cocoon to hold you without rushing the wings. And now you are not returning as the same soul who entered that quiet space. You are arriving as someone reborn, not louder, not angrier, not desperate for validation, but softer, stronger, clearer. The version of you that is emerging carries the wisdom of silence, the clarity of stillness, and the fire of a soul who has been reshaped by the divine. You no longer need to prove yourself. Your presence speaks for itself. Your energy now carries a vibration that only those who are ready can meet. And those who misunderstood your silence, who questioned your distance, who demanded access to your sacred space, they were never meant to come with you here. Let them fall away with grace. This new chapter is not about who stayed, but about who you've become. And you, Scorpio, have become someone magnetic, sovereign, and aligned with divine truth. You don't need noise, you have resonance. You don't need approval, you have spiritual authority. And you don't fear silence anymore, you've made it your sanctuary. Let this be your confirmation. Everything you sensed in the quiet was real. Every feeling, every vision, every soul whisper. It was the universe preparing you, and now it's your time to walk forward in full alignment with your higher self. Let life meet you where your energy now stands. Let the blessings unfold with grace. Let your voice return when your spirit is ready, not when the world demands it. You are the storm and the calm, the ending and the beginning, the shadow and the light. This is your rebirth, this is your rise. And here at the Mystic Astrozen, we honor your sacred journey. If this message touched your soul, share it, save it, let it live within you, and never forget, you are not alone. You are guided. You are chosen, and in your silence you became unstoppable. Subscribe, Scorpio, because your journey has only just begun, and the universe has so much more to show you.